Welcome, huge movie fanatic Nate, stopping on by, once again coming your way to read aloud from the official Splatter Movie Guide from Fantico. It came out in 1989 and penned by John McCarty. As I said, it's probably pronounced Fantico, I would imagine. I've been when I first started making videos about this, I kind of jokingly said Fantaco because you can also pronounce Fantico as Fantaco. So I'm assuming it's Fantico, but whatever. Fantico in 1989 put this out, and I've been, over the past weeks and months now, been every now and then stopping by to read aloud from a bit of, random horror movie. Well, up until now it was all based on like holidays. I did Christmas readings around Christmas time, New Year's reading around New Year's time, and Valentine's reading around Valentine's. This is the first time it's just like non-related. It's not even related to a holiday or whatever. But the only reason I'm reading this title is because, it was directly under My Bloody Valentine. So I'm like, and the spiel for My Bloody Valentine was so small, and I consider that a better film, and the spiel for this movie is so much bigger, and I consider this definitely a worse film. So I'm very curious to see what the hell he had to say about Nail Gun Massacre. As we can see in the book here, Nail Gun Massacre, a Terry Lofton / Futuristic Films production, 1985. A woman is raped by the workers on a construction site. Soon, it's open season on construction workers and others as they are stalked by a killer wearing camouflage clothes and a visored crash helmet who welds a pneumatic nail gun and drives a hearse. This film should be big with body count buffs because it delivers 15 bloody murders in less than 90 minutes. They start imaginatively enough with a man's hand being nailed to his forehead as he shields his face. Another man is nailed in the groin after accidentally urinating on the killer's boots. A third has his clasped hands nailed together as he pleads for his life. And others are nailed to trees and walls. After the first half dozen, however, the filmmakers just start piling up bodies. Although the killer's voice is disguised to sound like a poor man's Darth Vader, you'll know him by what he says when he first appears unmasked. The doctor hero and the sheriff eventually get wise too, and the killer falls to his death from an elevated ore conveyor. Most elements of this production are merely competent, but the music rises above the rest to generate some tension and suspense, even though the climax still peters out in the end. See, now, when I've done one of these readings in the past, there's been this, I don't know if these are different people's reviews, like, it's DK, so I don't know if that would be the initials for someone else, because in a past video, I can't remember which one it was, there was another two-letter initial thing, and I didn't quite understand what it meant, but not exactly sure what the DK means, as I said, at this point, and I think it's a different two letters than the other time I read from this book, so it could be like someone, I was just assuming that John McCarty, every single, spiel was his thoughts, but it could be a bunch of different people's thoughts compiled by John McCarty. That's kind of what I'm thinking at this point. What was funny about the other spiel that I read, weeks or months back, is it was almost like, because it was like a Christmas or New Year's themed, and it was like JB, so I thought it was, it was a Christmas one, and it said JB, so I'm like, maybe that means Jingle Bells or something, but now I think it's the initials of other people that are contributing to this book or something. That would only make sense. So what do I think about his thoughts on Nail Gun Massacre? Yeah, more or less agree. He didn't mention like the gratuitous like female nudity and stuff, which is interesting. That's something that I definitely mention. And it should be said, I have reviewed, you know, Nail Gun Massacre years and years ago. If you wanted to check out my review of that, just search in the search bar specific to this channel, Nail Gun Massacre, or maybe just Nail or Nail Gun, or yeah, Nail Gun Massacre, and you can see my longer, you know, non-abbreviated thoughts on Nail Gun Massacre. But very strange that he just completely omits the graphic, gratuitous female nudity that's featured in this movie. And yeah, I've got a soft spot for Nail Gun Massacre. But anyway, you can watch my review for that. But yeah, I figured that it's just so crazy how you have this classic horror movie by the name of My Bloody Valentine from 1981, and he's just got a couple sentences for that. But Nail Gun Massacre, he goes on and on and on, because he can't, you know, whoever's writing that spiel, you can't help but you know, just list all these specific, you know, and honestly, reading it made me want to watch the movie again. Like, if you'd never seen Nail Gun Massacre, reading it makes you want to see it. Like, oh my God, a guy's, you know, his hands nailed to his forehead, or nailed in the groin, or, you know, guy's pleading for mercy and his hands are nailed together and nailed to walls and stuff. And so, I mean, it makes you want to, and I've seen it before, it makes me want to watch it again. So, I mean, it's kind of a good, you know, spiel, I guess, in that sense. But it's just so funny how, you know, My Bloody Valentine is given just a little bit of love, and then Nail Gun Massacre gets a whole lot of love. And it's so funny how the guy, you know, talked more about, like, the music, which I wouldn't consider necessarily amazing, and has nothing to say about the gratuitous female nudity, which there's a lot more to talk about that, but I'm not going to talk about it. Maybe I talked about it in my review, I don't know. I did the review such a long time ago, who the hell knows what I talked about in my review of Nail Gun Massacre. But at any rate, I think that pretty much does it for this video. Who the hell knows how long it'll be until I read aloud, once again, from the official Splatter Movie Guide. I guess it depends on, you know, how popular these videos are. One I did from I don't know, the one I did, what was it for? Was it for New Year's? I can't remember what the hell it was for. I think it was probably for New Year's Eve, yeah. That one I don't think was very popular, so if no one gives a shit about these videos, they may not continue. So it all depends on how popular they are. You know, is it an unpopular video that's viewed 10 times, or is it a popular video that's viewed 20 times? It's hard to tell on my channel what's the distance between unpopular and popular can be as few as 5 or 10 views, I guess. But anyway, as often is the case, I'm just blabbing about jack shit. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks so much for watching, and as always, we'll catch you on the next video. I can't really do a laugh with the reverb with my own voice. Hey, big tits. I can't remember what the line is for that chick. Anyway.